Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have fun playing Magic. And the fun thing that we're doing today is we are actually playing what is supposedly the best deck in Standard right now, at least the one that is played the most in meta. And we are playing it without me having read almost any of these cards. Well, any of the new cards, at least. I've read quite a few of the other ones, but honestly, I've taken kind of a hiatus from Magic. I took the first break from actually participating in the set release since I first was introduced to Magic. And I think it is important for anyone that is playing Magic. This is such a fun game. It is one of my favorites, and it is basically been my life for the last 6 years. I absolutely love this game. However, I think it's important for everyone to take breaks every now and then. And so that's what I did, and I was really grateful that I was able to do that. But I am back trying to make sure I'm getting some videos done for you guys because I like doing it. I miss doing it. And so we're going to be back and doing this. But I wanted to do something a little bit fun. I wanted to come in and play what is supposedly the best deck in Standard right now and try to play it without really knowing what the deck is supposed to be doing. A lot of these cards are pretty familiar from things I've seen before. However, not typically the style I was playing myself all the time. I was starting to play less and less decks, in the last set as well. So some of the newer cards are still going to be a little bit new to me as well. However, we're going to dive into this. So what is this deck trying to do? Part of me wants to just like go ahead and play through without reading anything and just kind of like, okay, what do we got? Whatever is in our hand, we have to read it right then and there, but that could be rude to other people. So I'm going to give a quick read through and we're going to be jumping into the gameplay really fast. Just so you guys know what I typically do here is I play for the first I talked about the deck for a little bit here, that we play about 5 games or so until there's about 30 to 45 minutes of gameplay. And then I'll do a review at the end to see if there's anything I would change about the deck and just go based off of what I like to do. I am more of a jank player. I like to play competitively with as silly of a deck as possible. That's how I like to play. I like to play competitively with about as silly as a deck as I can possibly manage or get away with. And so this is a little bit more competitive than my typical stance, but I do like any kind of thing that's just like, it's monocolored, it's fun, it's what we're going to do. So anyway, if you guys like the kind of content, you guys are new to the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe. Of course, I am starting out with some new content here because I've taken a hiatus for a while. I had my brother doing some videos for me, so if you see anything done by Joseph instead of Jeff doing videos on MTG Jeff, that was why. He was helping me out for a little bit, but his life became crazy as well as mine, and so I just jumped back into doing it. So here we are. Let's dive into some of these first ones. Cut down. 1 mana instant, destroy target creature with total power and toughness 5 or less. So that's power and toughness combined, I'm guessing. So if this is like a 1/1, that'd be 2. That's insane. It's instant speed for 1 mana. How is this not like a 4 of immediately? What are we playing that's better than that? I guess if something has like even 3 toughness, okay, as soon as there's a 2/4 on the battlefield, this is useless. Is insane. Like the amount of times this is going to be useful though is amazing. The hard part is anytime you're up against like a mid-range deck, which is probably what our main issues are going to be, isn't going to work as well with it. Evolve Sleeper, 1 mana 1/1 human. Evolve Sleeper becomes a cleric base with 2 power toughness 2/2. Okay, so this is the same type of thing as the angel, whatever. The Snow Angel 1 blue card. 1 mana blue card, 2 mana evolve if it's a cleric. So once it becomes a cleric, put a death touch counter onto it, becomes a Phyrexian human cleric with base power toughness 3/3. All right, so that's nice. 3 mana, put a +1 counter onto it, and then draw a card and use life. Oh, and you can keep doing that. So if it's a Phyrexian, so after it becomes a Phyrexian, you can just pay 3 mana every turn. Oh, this is absurd. Okay, this is an insanely good card. Oh, okay, 2 cards in of the new set, and they're already amazing. Everything else without this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to dive over tons of new cards. That's just Liliana of the Veil. Okay, we already know this card. This is a reprint. Although it's not one that I don't think I've ever played it. I've watched a lot of people play it in Modern or whatever else, but I've not really played it myself. So 3 mana, 3 loyalty planeswalker, +1, each player discards a card. So we would have to discard as well. That only is really worthwhile if we want stuff in the graveyard, which we can of course put Tenacious Underdog in there, but I'm not sure what else we'd really want in the graveyard. We'll find out. But -2 to sacrifice creature, again, good with Underdog. And maybe it's just 1/1s in general are not too bad. Sorin the Mirthless. Sorry, I hover my mouse around a lot. I try to stay in the same place well enough so you guys can read along with me, but every once in a while I just jump around. -6, separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents into the pile of their choice. So that's absurd too, if you can get up to that. So we're trying to +1 as much as possible, but it's just a valuable thing. It's negative. It's 3 mana, sacrifice a creature. If we're not playing creatures, it's just, oh no, sorry, this is target player sacrifice a creature. I read that completely wrong. This is why I should probably have played with this card at some point. You know, it's been around for forever. I just have never played with it. -2 target player sacrifice a creature. That's way better. Way better. Not amazing, but way better. Okay, that's why it's a good card. I was wondering about that. Soul Transfer is pretty good. Okay, this is a new card as well. Sheoldred the Apocalypse. I love coming back to Dominaria, and it hasn't been as long as some of the other ones. Like some other sets, it takes forever to come back to. Dominaria, you know, I've not been playing Magic for that long, and I've been there twice now, and that is awesome. I love Dominaria so much, and it's exciting to go back already. Yeah, 4 mana, 4/5, legendary creature, important to remember. Phyrexian Predator, Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Okay, so they lose life. That's just like all around good value. 4 mana, 4/5, also good. Death Touch, pretty good. It doesn't have flying. I like what this card is doing. I'm trying to think of like what ways we're going to be drawing cards the most to make sure we're dealing damage, because the idea is that we can do stuff with that. I guess what's the one that we end up drawing cards? Okay. If they can't sacrifice it, they lose 2 life and you draw a card. Okay, so this is also them losing life and drawing cards. So I guess this Sheoldred kind of works with this. So whenever they draw a card, lose 2 life, we're going to be gaining life and doing that. So that's kind of the idea, is get Sheoldred on the battlefield and then get to Invoke Despair, because it's absurd. And that's basically all the new cards. All right, any new lands or anything like that? I don't think so. So that's the deck. Let's go dive into the gameplay. Sorry, this is a very long intro. Typically my intros are much shorter, but you know, I'm coming back. I'm diving through all this. Let's just jump into it. Here we go. I guess I'm not doing sideboard. I just play best of one. All right, I'm against a Quadoro and Evolve Sleeper. We have good hand. I don't like having 2 Field of Ruins, but because we at least have 3 lands, we can hopefully search for something. Up against mono red, that's going to make it a lot harder. Arena's going a bit slow at the moment. Yeah, so Soul Transfer is not really available. That's the one thing I was looking at. I'm going based off of just what was the top deck, the 69% win rate on Aether Hub, which, by the way, Aether Hub is where I go to for a lot of stuff. There's a lot of other sites that have good things as well, but this at least is, you know, a good one to go to. I think I'm just getting out this Reckoner Bankbuster. I just need to be drawing cards and doing some stuff, so we're going to go ahead and swing in right away. If they go for a shock or something, we can pay for the 1. I don't really intend to. Yeah, so just get this out here. We do have the mana for a Trespasser, which will allow us to swing in for 4. Not really fast enough to race here. But maybe just up for defense. With the ward forcing him to discard and then also being able to block, it's actually a pretty powerful effect altogether. Reckless Impulse. I have forgot so many cards from this new set, or like the last few sets. I stopped playing as much for me, and I was just kind of playing because I was supposed to, you know? Yeah, not having another black source is awkward, because now I can't like buff this guy to block something, Infernal Grasp kills something, lose the 2 life anyway. I think that we're just going full defense here. Trying to think if there's anything better. So I could, remove a counter from it, draw a card. I only get the 1/1 after there's no more counters left. Yeah, we're just going Trespasser. I'm on the draw against mono red with just a little bit too slow of a hand. And so I think that we're just not really in a great shape to try to win this one. But we're going to do the best we can. It's not over till it's over. They have Lightning Strike. They're going to try to kill this anyway. They're going to just trade. At least it'll be 2 cards for 1. But then we get Bankbuster out. It'll get exiled. Flipping this over to the other side could be useful. Just getting it to a 4/4 in general. The hard part is that every turn that we wait, that's more chances for them to just throw spells at our face. So we're going to let them discard the card first. Exile. Okay, now crew up. I haven't seen anything too new from their stuff yet. Wait, what's this? Okay, this is new. I read like 25% of the cards before. I was like, you know, I'm not even sure what to be looking for in general. All right, so they definitely have the ability to kill this. I don't know if we can hold off. Not being able to have card draw, though, was terrible. I could just chump block here. Not be able to crew this anyway. Like, that's the thing, is I can't crew this anyway, but it's our one way to draw cards. I think we just force them to spend cards here. Anything that's not going at our face, as long as we are killing something that does damage to us, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I feel like mono red is the perfect answer to what we're doing. And being on the draw against mono red seems like this is a hard deck to win with. We really need to get to a point. Yeah, if we had the mana, buffing this might be worthwhile. I'm not sure if I even attack here because I'd rather be able to have defense. And so I think that I could go for Field of Ruin, kill something, and be able to buff this guy up. But I think Infernal Grasp lose 2 to kill this, which can come back as long as I have more creatures eventually. Yikes, I don't even know. I think that we just pass the turn. Using the Field of Ruin might be the best option. And so we'll see, because we really need to get another black source. I don't like having 4 Field of Ruins in this deck. We can't use it. I just realized they have monocolored stuff. So we're just killing this. That's just what we do. Yeah, if you're playing Invoke Despair, you do not run 4 Field of Ruin. I don't know why this deck was set up that way, but that seems like a terrible idea. Something for graveyard to hand. All right, so this is sorcery speed, so I got to do it now. All right, so kill you. And I think we're just holding back for defense, trying to survive as long as we can. Not looking great, but you know, we're doing it. No attacks, yeah. Just try to have some defense up in case they start swinging in. What was this guy again? Okay, this is something I've seen before, yeah. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, do 1 damage to each opponent. Okay. All right, well, more mana is at least good. This means that we can Field of Ruin and still buff this guy up a little bit. So I think that we just pass the turn here. Don't want to 3 damage to any target, okay. We're going very low. Do they have lethal in hand? There it is. All right, good game. Good game. And we'll concede. I should probably let them actually deal the damage, because I think there are some like quests to try to deal as much damage to a person as you can. So technically conceding beforehand is rude. Let people hit in for damage. Let people swing in. I already was doing it. My bad. Here we go to the next one. Well, this time we'll have all the swamps in the world, but with Invoke Despair in hand and a couple of good plays, I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I'd love to have removal when we're on the draw, but going to a bad 6-card hand in a best of 1 format is not my favorite way to go, especially when we have a mana sink already with this guy. It's not too shabby. I like the curve here though. I'm not sure how to play this card, if I should be trying to go aggressively with him. With his second one, I think that we do. So I think what we do is we attack in here first. I don't think I buff him, even though I can get the extra point of damage. I think what we do is we swing in with just the one. We play the other one out, and then we, if they go to attack, kill this, then that's fine. Now do we go for the Bankbuster, or do we play the Sleeper and be able to buff the other one up? We only go Bankbuster into attack right away is pretty nice. But buffing this up for the card draw might be better. We'll go Bankbuster. I like the idea of being able to throw this down a little bit later game. It's just like a... I don't know. What is it? It's 6 mana, so 7 mana altogether to be able to make him draw us a card and be a... What's it? A 4/4? It's not amazing, but it's not too shabby. This is sorcery speed. Sure. We'll crew up. I don't really want to lose the Bankbuster. I'm assuming they have removal, but let's go ahead and just get it out of their hand if they've got it. Start putting some pressure on. I mean, if I can get this up to, let's see, it's how much mana to get him big enough. So 2/2, a 3/3 can crew it up. So I need 4 mana altogether. If they kill him in response to stuff, then it's really annoying. So I can play out the Sleeper. I'm going to play out another sleeper here real fast. And now I can buff one of them up and crew up. And that leaves me mana to crew up to buff another one. Or I could draw. No, I just want to go damage right now. I'm setting myself up really badly for... what's it called? Meathook Massacre. But whatever. I don't know if it's worth having stuff in my graveyard. I can't remember. Down to 7. Pass turn. That's right. I did play a couple of things. Guys, I've been so out of playing Magic for a while that I have to remember all the things I'm supposed to remember as I go through stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. Not worth playing that right, so that's fine. Yep, resolve. That was the one thing I was worried about, playing both of them out. And it seemed like they were holding it up, but you never really know. Swinging for 3 and drawing. I think drawing here is more important to try to get to the Invoke Despair. And so I think I'm going to draw first. I could get it for 4 points of damage, yes, but that's only one more point isn't as important as getting the land. And so hitting the land there is huge. It's just if a creature card was exiled, right? So I'm dealing damage to them with that? Yeah, okay. Definitely worthwhile. And what is it? Creature planeswalker, return creature card from graveyard to hand. Then get one of these guys back. Holding up the instant is better. Pass turn. Getting this guy flipped is better. I'm having to remember so many things. So sorry if I'm playing a bit slower than normal, but you know, whatever. If you guys like the content though, leave a like, subscribe, all of that jazz. Reveals their hand. You choose a creature or planeswalker card from it. That player discards that card. We don't have either of those, so that's nice. Yeah, this is a good game. Pass to my turn. Yeah, good game. Yeah, because we have something in the graveyard, so it's already 5 points of damage plus the Invoke Despair. Oh yeah. Alrighty, not too shabby. Up against Papa Bunny, a land with 4 hands again. I don't think it's intended for this deck to have that many. Not bad for this hand though. Having some removal. We're hoping we're up against a creature deck. That's an amazing card for this hand right now. Pass the turn. What are we up against? Okay, Gaelic Readers. The question here is, I probably cut this down first, and I can buff up later. I think just like making sure my mana goes through killing things that are important to kill. I should probably swing in, see if they'll block, all that kind of jazz, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, we're gonna attack in and just get out this Graveyard Trespasser. But now it's in the graveyard. See, it was all on purpose. I knew I was gonna draw that card and get the extra point of damage, and life would be amazing. I know what I'm doing. I hate that all you guys know better. All right, so this comes down as a 2/2. And so I can kill it with cut down. So that's kind of the goal. I think I just start attacking here with this. So I think what I do is I attack in full force. Submit 0. See if they want to block here. Okay, yeah, get in for 4. Could flip it around and hold up the cut down and buff this guy. Sheoldred is pretty sweet though. They're gonna draw a card immediately and lose 2 more life, so that's more aggressive. Yeah, I think we're just going more aggro at the moment. Yeah. If I can get 3 turns with this on the battlefield for them to draw 3 cards, that's 6 points of damage. That's pretty absurd. Especially against mono green. Like, I don't think that's probably the best card against mono green. I really like that. Play a land. I don't like drawing this many lands, but it is pretty good with the sleeper. So with a death touch there, I can't cut this guy down. This guy's coming down. I might just be playing it slow here. So I think what I do right now is try to get up to where I can draw a card. So it has death touch on it as well. I could swing in with this guy just to get a little bit more damage. Nothing else in the graveyard. Yeah, just get it for the 3. I'm not sure which way is in gain life. So many new cards, I have no clue what they're doing, but not playing anything means this is a 4/4. If I can keep Sheoldred alive in any way, getting in for a bit more damage is going to be amazing. I can cut this down now, I believe. It's not giving me a target. Oh, it's not my turn yet. Right. So we haven't seen any kind of indestructible stuff. I don't really want to give them a target to gain them life. Or the... Oh, they'll be able to do it anyway. Doesn't matter. That's annoying. Yeah, kill this before then. Whenever he casts a green permanent, put his counter on each card. Wow, this is a good card. I'm a little bit terrified. I want them to go swinging, though. So with Death Touch, I don't have Trample on it, is the only issue. Okay, pass to my turn. I mean, all we have to do is wait, technically. We can draw cards with this, right? So I guess that's what we do, is we draw a card. No, it's whenever they draw a card. So draw a card first. Meathook Massacre is pretty cool. Getting another guy with a Death Touch counter is pretty good as well. If I get stuff in the graveyard, I can swing with this guy as well. So let's see. Have I played another card yet? No, I haven't. So I wanted to stay nighttime. Swing in now here. The one nice thing about him already is I could just keep drawing, keep putting counters onto it. Because I had the other one, I'm okay with it at the moment. I want to get something in the graveyard because I might be able to get extra points of damage with the werewolf later to have some creature in their graveyard. All right, so they're just going for the chump. That's fine. That doesn't go to the graveyard. Playing this on 0 could have been a good way to go as well, just to get in a bit more life. But right now, just down to 5. Forcing him to have lots of creatures here. Having enough Death Touch is good. As long as I can keep Sheoldred alive, life is great. Yeah. Any creatures that they're playing, they're getting so many counters. Those green permanent spells. I like that so much. It's so awesome. All right, so this one first, right? That's my turn. All right, so I have 6 mana. Tenacious Underdog. So I think first things first, I do want that to be a Death Touch creature. So let's go ahead and just draw a card first. Draw a card. Get up to a 5/5. Gain some life. Dude, so good. Get another land out there. All right, so I can draw again. I get this guy a Death Touch counter. I think what I do is I play out the Tenacious Underdog. And I just plan on giving the other guy. Yeah, let's just go here. No reason to go crazy yet. I could have blitzed him out, I guess, and been close to lethal. Would it have been lethal? I think it would have. That's fine. Pass turn. Just in case they had the ability to gain life there. Yeah, I mean, we have a lock on the game for the moment until they have some sort of removal. And even then, it's Death Touch, so down to 3 we can attack in. Topiary Stomper. Tons of ramp. I like it. Oh man, it's so... I think there's something about just like, once you have enough cards in your head, remembering like good rules to play for each of them for me is so much harder to do because I'm just thinking about the jink. I don't go through and like practice playing against all this kind of stuff. So so this guy, I need to get a Death Touch counter onto him. So all these guys have trample. And I think that the biggest thing is just making sure I soak up some of the damage. And I'm trying to debate if it's even worth getting anything else. Let's just soak up some. I don't know if there's any kind of big buff. Down to 8. We were fine even without it. They gained a bunch of stuff. Yeah, in case there was a buff, I was like, you know what? They'd have to get a big buff for that. And I don't even know what buffs there are. They might have had it. Good game. Yeah, good game. All right. Well, I feel like this deck is super weak against a mono red deck, but it's seeming really strong against other stuff so far. All right, up against the Drizzle. And lots of Invoke Despairs. Our only plays on turn 3. Invoke Despair is pretty great. I think this is where we mulligan, because we just don't have any real plays. Bankbuster is amazing. So keep this. Man, Sheoldred is so powerful. Having in removal is worthwhile. I'm debating if I want the Tenacious Underdog at all. I think Sheoldred has to go to the bottom. Only having 2 of this makes me feel weird. All right, so yeah, get out our swamps as soon as we can. Yeah, I'm really not liking the Field of Ruin. I think it's Bankbuster out first and then Underdogs, I suppose. Yeah, because this lets us potentially go for double Tenacious Underdog the next turn. Just maximize the mana, really get hit hard by the, what's it called? Meathook Massacre from Rakdos. I guess I don't really know what decks are still around since the rotation. I haven't even gone through to check like what is here after rotation or not. Like in general, I can probably call a little bit of like the newest stuff is still there, going to be there. All right, sweet. We got a, yeah. So I think we just go Tenacious Underdog, swing in for 8. We didn't get the land like I was hoping for. I could have, you know, spent some mana to draw and try to hit that extra land, but I'm fine with that. Sure, resolve. I still get the crew. I think of the like 20% of cards I read, I knew that there was some stuff that mattered about, that cared about some spells in the graveyard. So I think it's worth getting rid of some of their spells. I honestly don't remember at all. All right, well, they definitely want some things in the graveyard. So do they have the Toxrill already? Okay, they're letting us swing in and get rid of that. Yeah, that's big. Okay. Sweet. Not too shabby. All right, I'm against Guido, and dude, I'm falling in love with this evolved sleeper. I'm in love with the sleeping person. A little bit awkward, but you know, if it strikes you that way, that's just what you got to do. So what are we hoping for off of this? I like just being able to buff this up and start getting to where we can draw cards. Bankbuster, man, Bankbuster into Trespasser is always great. So the issue with this is that it can get countered from a Spell Pierce. And getting this buffed up is actually going to be pretty good, although they probably have the bounce as well. So I think what we do is we go ahead and attack in. We'll buff up if they want, if they don't play it. We are going to get in for sure, 1 point of damage. I'm just seeing blue and I'm thinking mono blue. And sitters. But I guess, I don't know, what all decks are playing islands? With rotation, there's probably not as many good dual lands, so maybe there's more like, there's probably gonna be more dual colored decks now as well. Oh wait, we just got Triomes from like 1 set ago? I don't remember. Is it worth getting rid of stuff? I don't think so at the moment. So I think that what we're doing, I could buff twice, get a 3/3 there, attack in, have this buffed up. If they have bounce, it's bad. Getting this countered is really bad too. Make disappear. And I guess buffing it is the better way to go. Because at least it comes back to hand and I'm can replay it and I'm not down as many cards. Right. I can do smart things. I mean, I don't do smart things, but I could. You know? All right, bring that out there. Invoke Despair next turn. What does this do again? Sacrifice this creature. If they can't, lose your life, draw a card. Repeat this process for enchantment and planeswalker. Cool. All right, so I think it's Sheoldred while they're tapped down. I think this is just a good thing to get out there. Swing in. I'm gonna let them attack in, which is a little bit awkward. I probably shouldn't have done that. That's fine though. Get in for damage. I feel like with Sheoldred, especially with a deck that's going to be trying to draw cards and do different things, like I think right now they discard 2 cards and they can draw that many cards. So I'm going to do more damage here. Like I think that going a bit aggro is actually worthwhile. Going for Invoke Despair is going to be sweet. I really just want them to die, you know, to put it lightly. So Invoke Despair will cause this to not be blocking. Oh, it scoops it up, yeah. Yeah, stop them from drawing cards in a blue deck. Like Sheoldred is just powerful. I really like it. I'm still concerned about this deck not being able to do very well against mono red. But man, it's doing great against everything else. All right, well, I don't feel like we got to see a ton of this deck. Like, I don't think we ever saw either of our Planeswalkers, Liliana the Veil or Sorin the Mirthless, which I feel like Sorin is probably the main card that helps against mono red. And we do have the cut downs and everything like that. So the first thing I would change is I wouldn't be running the full play set of Field of Ruin. We used it. We never even used it. I think there's too many monocolored decks right now. So I think that you run one or two, but you do not run a full play set of Field of Ruin. I think it's the silliest thing ever. I'm not sure if this is Aether Hub coming up with it. Like this is, I'll just show you guys. This is exactly the deck that came from Aether Hub. 26 lands as well. I think that's wrong. I know you got to get to the Invoke Despair. But I feel like you would rather run 25. 24 even isn't terrible. You want the full place at Invoke Despair, so you probably want to have enough. But I feel like you'd want another cut down, and then some other way to draw cards. I like the Reckoner Bankbuster, but I feel like you do something else that draws you more cards. And I think that you buff up if you can go up to 3 copies of Sheoldred, because Sheoldred is just so good. I think that that's your main way of winning against mono red too. And so if you only have 2 copies, you're not going to draw them against mono red as often. 3 is better to be able to hit this or Meathook Massacre, which is like your 2 ways of winning, but you still want to have enough lands to be okay. So I feel like 25 is probably going to be better because you want to be able to have a bigger enough Meathook Massacre. You want to get to 5 mana. And so I think 25 will help you get there okay. That could be a little bit off. I think Sorin the Mirthless as another way to gain some life. I'm not sure what else is gaining you life though. Like with Infernal Grasp there as well, I don't like it as much. Soul Transfer felt a little bit awkward. You could bring stuff back from the graveyard, which is nice. Yeah, the mono red matchup is my only concern. But this like this I was showing with this one. This was showing me here. It's over up here. Oh, I have to go big here. Yeah, this deck has 57 wins and 25 losses over the last day, and so it seems to do really well. I mean, this is just in silver tier, so I mean, clearly I'm not playing as competitive as some other places. Like once you get into like diamond tier, like ranking up in diamond and everything, and the end of platinum. Oh man, those are the worst games. Getting into Mythic, you're like, everyone's just kind of you're playing a little bit more janky. Some people take it seriously, but overall it's not too bad. But in silver, usually it's not as big a deal. Anyway, 4 wins, 1 loss, and not too shabby at all there. I feel like the deck is good. I really like Sheoldred. I feel like there's some fun things to do. I really like that as just a good mid-range type of thing. So I feel like you could turn this into something a bit more mid-rangey. Evolve Sleeper was amazing. Be able to just pay 3 mana and draw a card to then gain you some life. Like we lose 1 life, but then we gain some life along with it as well. The hard part is you do lose life first. So if you're at 1 life, don't use it then. But being able to have Sheoldred with that is really powerful. And so I think that like a Dimir deck would actually be probably really good between like having Evolve Sleeper, Sheoldred, and then some sort of like controlling mid-rangey deck that maybe even ran Invoke Despair as well as just like other stuff. It sounds amazing. And so I think there's some really good decks that you can build out there with this. I'm not sure mono black is necessarily the best way to go. I'm sure that everyone's running mono colored decks right now because the mana base got different. That's words. I like them. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. We're back at it. Here we go. Peace out.